Hi everyone, this is my first YouTube webcast or upload of a video or whatever. Um, I really want my videos to focus on Malayalis. I don't know. I'm a Malu myself, and I just want to think about the issues pertaining to us as a society and what the youth uh, deal with. What we deal with in society, what we deal with from the assimilation of to an American culture, what we deal with in our churches, what we deal with in our family values and stuff. And this not just Malawi. Let's talk about India as a whole. Us as a society, us as a youth. There's a lot of things that we deal with personally that we keep to ourselves just because that's what society has taught us so far. But I want to talk about it. So if you guys have an issue that you personally or you want to talk about, let me know or make your own video. We can talk about it together and let's focus on it. Me personally, I'm going to say this much. I came here when I was 2 years old, so I came when I was really, really young. So I grew up here, so I had to deal with the whole assimilation of my parents living in their India, trying to assimilate to a culture that's completely their opposite, which is hard for some parents to deal with, especially parents who just moved here. Think about it. Some of our parents when they're 35, 40 years old, and their whole ideology has already been set. You can't change somebody's ideology after 40 years. You can't. That's something with my dad. I can't tell him to change his ideology just because we're living in America. So you have to deal with it. You have to learn the retrospect. You have to learn how to respect their feelings, but learn at the same time that you need to grow and you need to become the person that you have to be. Um, I would like to talk about one thing today that's pretty big, and if you're a Malayali, I don't know about other religions, but I'm a Malayali Pentecostal. Um, but if you look at any Malayali Christians, let me not say Pentecostal, there's a lot of politics in church, and there's a lot of it. You have a lot of different, especially in Pentecostals, just on 1 second. I don't know about Martha and Orthodox and Canaanite and Catholic people. I don't know much because I'm not those. Though my mom used to be CSI. My dad used to be Orthodox. So for a while I did go to an Orthodox church, and every time I go back to India, I go to a CSI church. Because my grandparents still go to a CSI church. So I know somewhat um, about the practices. So, but I don't want to judge because I don't know. I tried an Orthodox church. 'Cause when I first came to America, I only went to an Orthodox church. But I was really young to experience or have full worship. But I've been to Orthodox churches and I've been older for special services because most of my family is Orthodox. Um, and I just never really felt like the presence of God was there. I never really felt like that was a true worship. I've been to a CSI church in India, and I never really felt that that was a true worship. It was, I don't know. I think I'm not gonna say that um, they all suck or something. I'm not, because that's not the truth. Um, but for me personally, Pentecostalism, and it has been really the truth of what it is. Going to church and clapping my hands and just worshiping God and just earnest and truth has been amazing. And the only downside I can say is the politics, and it's annoying because people want to hold different positions in church, and I just feel like, what does it matter if you're the president and he's the secretary? Like, is that a big problem? Like, what does it matter if you're from IPC and I'm from IPA or whatever? What difference does it make? It doesn't make a difference. And it just bothers me because, like, how are you different? What values do you hold differently than mine? Just huge minor details here and there. It's just really annoying. Also, like, when we speak about, in a lot of churches, we speak of revival and how we need to have a great revival and how there's going to be more and more people coming to Christ to our churches. That's not the case. How many churches do you see increasing the triple fold and the double fold like they are in other countries like Brazil? Brazil is multiplying Christians like crazy in South America in general. parts of northern India, like they're just multiplying, 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 because they're finding out what the true love of Christ is. And I think some of us, we've forgotten that early lust, not lust, that early desire that we have when we first become Christians, when we first realize the truth. That's the amazing thing. And I think some of us, especially like people like me who are young and told to go into Catholicism, we can sometimes be lost. What if we don't know that feeling of finding Christ ourselves? And so we get caught up in these politics, and I just don't like it personally. I mean, and we feel the only true way to revival is if we remember the days of Pentecost, and we look in the Book of Acts, and how in the beginning churches, everybody was just together as a unity. It was just one church of God. And that's what we need to have happen again. And the chances of that happening, unlikely, but I feel like that is necessary because it does make a difference what denominational of Pentecostalism that we represent or denomination of Christ Christianity we represent. We should all know one thing, that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven, and that's what we need to represent. Um, that's just me personally. You guys might have a different view, and if you do, write a comment down, or make a video or whatever you want to do. I mean, that's just me personally, how I feel. Um, so, yeah, so you guys write me a comment about what other topics you want me to talk about, what other ideas you want me to talk about relating to the Malayali community or the Indian community. I can definitely talk about it. There will be some humor in this eventually, like I'll make some comical sketches. Um, I'm a pretty, I like comedy, I love to laugh. Huge Russell Peters fan, I bet a lot of Indians are. Um, I find there's, what difference does it make if whatever race you make fun of, if you can just make fun of each other, you can become more accepting of each other's and our flaws. So I feel like that's very important. I know this is mostly about Malayali Pentecostals, and it didn't pertain to India as a whole, or Malayalis as a whole, but just write down a comment. I'll talk about it, about a subject, or I'll keep making up my own things if you guys want me to keep doing my own thing. And, let's see what happens, and let's learn and love from each other now. Yeah, but let's learn from each other, let's grow with each other, and, yeah, guys, so, peace out, Jesus loves.